In previous lessons, when we were discussing the templates, we explored how to work a little bit with presentations. Now let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper. So since I'm now back at home, I'm going to now click on presentations. It opens up now for me to do a search, and I'm just going to type out safety. I do that, and now you're going to see I have this awesome one called The Importance of Workplace Safety. And there's all kinds of other ones here. Now, just like all of our other templates, you will see that this is highly customizable. So when I click on it here, you'll notice that, again, I have the option to then just insert one at a time. But in this case, I'm going to apply all 10 pages. And you'll see that down below, my thumbnails, I now have all 10 pages, or in this case, slides. Now, as we click on them, you'll see that everything is editable here. Beautiful. Every single object, my circles, my individual graphics, all my text, etc., is all good to go. And then everything here is also editable to the point where I can delete it, I can make changes to it, including all my text and this image if I want to resize it, if I wanted to make some edits to that image itself. Everything that we talked about up until this point, even with presentation graphics, I have the ability to work with. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Now, what's the difference between what we see for presentations compared to still graphics? Well, you'll see here on the bottom, I have my notes options, I have my duration options, and I also have my timer options. So if I choose notes right now, I can now add in some notes if I'd like to for this presentation. And when it is presented, it will only be displayed in presenter view. So I'll go ahead and type out some content. And once again, when I'm ready to present, I'll actually see that. So where is my present mode? You'll see over there in the upper right, I have the option to present right there. Let's go ahead and click out of that. Now let's go over to here to duration. And you can see how this particular slide is set up for 5 seconds. Now, this is going to come up for 5 seconds unless I click on it. But you will see that I have the option now to even change it just by simply clicking and dragging, or going a little bit wider if I wanted to. So if I just want to let this kind of hang for a little bit, I can do that, or I can also make it a little bit shorter. So again, you're going to see that right on the edge, those little bookends, I can now adjust that. Now at any time, if I wanted to preview this, I can very simply just choose this little play button, and now we're going to be able to see it go. And now all these wonderful animations that are pre-built then start to run. We're going to be exploring animations in just a little bit. And now I can stop it. Okay, and then anytime you can also drag this and you can watch it from any place in this little scrubber playhead anytime you like. Now this timer option is going to allow you to actually time your presentations to make sure that you're on pace. So if I click on timer now and I hit this play button, it's going to allow you to start the timer and then just watch it as you go along. But I'm going to go ahead and disable that. Now, if we wanted to rearrange any of these, very easily we can simply click and drag each individual slide and then move this over to here and move this over there any which way we like. And like a lot of the other images we see here, is that if I were to click on it and then notice my little ellipsis that appears in the upper right, you'll see I have all kinds of different options here. I can add on a page title, copy, paste, etc. Everything you wanted to do inside of other types of objects you can do within the presentation view. Let's go ahead and change the name of the title of this particular slide. I'm going to come up to here and let's call this cover slide. Click away. I'll call this one intro slide. I click on it, get my 3 dots, and then I'll call this one intro. Click away, and now you'll see it down below. It says intro slide. I click on that. That says cover slide. And as I click on them, you'll notice how this is going to change over there in the upper left. Click on that, and now it's going to say cover slide. Now let's see what it looks like when we are ready to present. So in the upper right, you'll see here I have the option to present. I click on that. And then from here, you have the option to present in full screen. You can go to presenter view. You can also present and record. And you can also just set it to autoplay, so it goes automatically without you actually having to click on it. But let's just go ahead and see what it looks like in presenter view. I'm going to go say present. And you're going to see this is what I'm going to see. But other people, when I'm connected to a projector, will not see my notes on the right-hand side, and they will also not see all my slides on the bottom. So this is really nice because in presenter view, I'm able to see what slides are coming up next. I also know what time it is, and I also know how long I've been presenting for. Let's go ahead and get out of that, and I'll come back to my editing room here. Now, the next thing that's really neat is that you can export this as a PowerPoint if you like. So some of us may decide to use Canva for our design because they have a lot better design options, and then bring it into PowerPoint because you like some of the functions and features within PowerPoint. So if I click on share here, you'll see here that I have the option to download from here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about downloading and exporting a little bit. But when I choose download, you're going to see that I have the option to now either download it as a PDF, but also as a PPTX, meaning a PowerPoint document. So if I choose that, I can very easily now download it as such. And I can also choose how many of my pages or slides, which ones I might want to download. You'll also see, because there are some visual graphics in here, like some animations and such, I also may want to download this as an MP4 video file. So pretty neat. But I'm going to go ahead and just download this as a PPTX, and then very simply choose download, wait for the process to go through, and you'll see here it's downloading as a PowerPoint presentation document. I click on save, and now if I look at my downloads, you'll be able to see, there it is. How slick is that? So let's go ahead and just very quickly open that up so we can see that in fact it will open up into a PowerPoint and maintaining the integrity of its design and layout. And now let's see if everything is editable. You can see here I can highlight all this text. I can even select these images, resize them, and you can see just like that, I have created my presentation in Canva. It's done all this hard work for me, preventing me from having to do all this great design, and then it allowed me to then export it into PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and head back to Canva. Notice there everything is. I'll go ahead and get out of this, close this out, and we are back. In our next lesson, we're going to talk about animations. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you soon.